Oh, there we are. Why, hello, everyone. It's your girl, Miss Sophia the Diva. And I just decided to hop on here for a hot second. Okay, it'll probably be longer than that because we have really long, intimate conversations. Plus, I was so excited because I got me some new hair. I'm trying on all my new hair. Yeah. I used to be addicted to shoe ordering, and now I'm addicted to ordering hair. Wigs. I wish in my younger years I had known about this because I could have saved so much money in law school and in undergrad. I wish I'd had more knowledge and been a little bit more bolder with it. Um, but anyways, I just thought I would hop on here and free if you're watching, girl. This is another one from my spot I told you about. And ladies, if you want to know where the diva be getting her hair, you can inbox me, as you know, in addition to being a trust officer. Um, what else do I do? Professor, comedian. I guess I can add actress. I do little bits here and there. I've made some cameos here and there. And but I'm totally into fashion and hair and style and that type of thing. Although I know y'all probably been looking at my eyebrows like, girl, when you gonna get something done with it? I'm lazy. I'm lazy. I just don't feel like going to see my girl because she only there on Tuesdays and Thursdays at Ziba. And then if I go on Friday, I'm gonna have to wait about 2 hours because she's just that damn good and everybody's waiting for her. I'm just lazy. And plus, now tomorrow I have to freaking go get my wisdom teeth pulled. Um, that's scary. Uh, so hopefully he only has to pull the one for now, or maybe he'll just do this left side. Might as well pull them both out on this side. But anyways, what else is going on? Uh, so the title of this video is about Chris Brown. And I was saying, you better call Becky with the good hair. No, you better not call Becky with the good hair. Becky gonna get you in trouble, Chris Brown. You better leave Becky alone. Or Bailey, that's her name. Bailey Curran, or Curran. Chris Brown. Chris has been running from the law. He has been terrorized by the law, by people. He's been accused multiple times and comes out vindicated most of the time. But in 2009, we all know that him and Rihanna had a confrontation, and Rihanna's photo surfaced. It looked bad. I mean, it looked really bad. I mean, her eyes were swollen. It was bad. And, but I also believe that everyone is entitled to second chances. And the problem with Chris Brown is that second chance never fully has wholly been given. So he's always on the defensive, offensive, however you want to look at it. Because people always say, oh, he's a woman beater. Okay, yeah, he hit Rihanna. But we also know, and even Rihanna has implicated, that there were some things that went on that we didn't know about. So I ain't saying any man should a woman, but I mean, somebody said she probably bit him is what happened. So either way, Chris never has been given a fair shake. He's a talented young man. He's very gifted artistically, musically. If he don't stop smoking and drinking and partying hard, good night, Tommy. Thanks for joining. If he doesn't stop smoking, drinking, and all that, he's not going to have any vocals anymore. They're going to be shot. He's going to be running around here looking like Whitney Houston. Unfortunately, at the end of her life, when the voice was just gone. Because, I mean, if you abuse it, you'll lose it. Bottom line. So anyways, yesterday we had Chris on social media, allegedly barricaded inside of his house. The media took it to a whole nother level. People were even in my timeline wondering what the hell was wrong with me supporting Chris Brown because he's dumb, he's stupid, he's an idiot. For some reason, I always root for people like Chris Brown. Um, I rooted for Lindsay Lohan. I rooted for who else is always in trouble, but I think that they have potential to be great, to be good. It'll come to me, but I was thinking about that. So I'm that person that believes that certain people, no matter how bad they look to others, I can. There's some good qualities left. But for some reason, Chris Brown has been accused multiple times of having done things that he hasn't. Remember, there was a woman in Vegas not too long ago that accused him of having hit her, and then it turns out that she actually was the one that she did self-inflicted injuries to herself to accuse Chris Brown, because it turns out Chris Brown was never anywhere near him. He had security. So, it's just one of those things, people. I think that all of us have a past. All of us are guilty of having done some wrong. And I think he's entitled to a fair shake. What I also think, though, Chris, and I'm going to speak directly to Chris Brown because I'm posting this to YouTube. I don't know if he's ever going to see it, but Chris, it's pruning season. What the Diva means by pruning season is the fact that it is time for you to look at who's inside your circle and start cutting some people loose. You cannot allow people in your circle that's just going to be go-alongers. You need people that are going to give you some good, hard, sound advice. I know you struggle all the time. I read your Instagram, your Twitter. You struggle with trying to do good when it seems like evil is always on you. It's almost like in the Bible. But, you're just going to have to, separate yourself. If I were you, honestly, I would maybe pull back from the music game. Maybe just focus on you and your daughter, doing some artwork, maybe doing some art shows. And clean out your house. Stop inviting everybody to your house, the fun house. Stop having these parties. Stop inviting these random women over. If these women haven't been vetted, if they haven't signed a non-disclosure paper, don't let them in. Just bottom line. Now, Becky, Bailey, girl, you need to start running around here lying on people. Do you know how many black men have been lynched, murdered, and killed because white women have accused them of doing something they didn't do? Emmett Till. Not to mention the Tulsa race riots. They say that's part of the problem as to why that jumped off. So I'm going to need for you to stop acting like lynching still don't go on in the 21st century. I'm going to need for you to stop acting like that, okay, honey? And I also need for you to have clean hands when you're going to be trying to set somebody up to get in trouble. Gonna text somebody talking about it's about to go down. Then you gonna try to steal his necklace. What the hell is wrong with you? Girl, obviously you suffering from some mental issues because, Heifer, they've been looking for you in New York for a few years now because you stole somebody's purse. Now, the woman got her purse back, but her money and credit cards and other contents were missing. How that happened? Then you talking about it wasn't me. It was our other friend. Girl, bye. Really? So, then on top of that, come to find out you're not even a beauty queen. Oh my God, you are a liar, girl. You are a fraud. You lie way too much. You need to cut it. Okay? You just stop. Just stop. It's like, you're not even a beauty queen. You won back in April and they done snatched the crown because you're not a woman of integrity. You were intimidating people. And then you lied about another crown title that you have. They ain't never even heard of you in this beauty pageant. Girl, you need to go get some help. See, that's the problem I have. That is the number one problem. That's why it's a twofold thing in our rape culture or assault when it comes to women sometimes. There are women like you who will make false accusations against a man, and then when it's found not to be true, it makes other people question the next person who has a legitimate claim. You didn't say he raped you, but I'm just saying this in general. This is what happens. That's why it's hard for certain subject matters to be taken seriously. And let me briefly speak right now about another subject matter. But Chris Brown, I'm glad. Mark Garagos, by the way, I would love to come work for you, Mr. Garagos. I too am an aspiring criminal defense attorney once I get my license. Okay. I do have 9 months experience working the felony docket in Tulsa County. It has been a few years, but I have always kept up on my criminal law, and I follow the Supreme Court closely with regards to the Fourth Amendment. So is Nate Parker, Birth of a Nation. Okay, y'all. Some people are upset with Nate Parker because they feel like he wrong for not really per se apologizing for raping someone that he was found not guilty of raping. So was his roommates. I find it mighty funny that this rape has been on the books, I believe, since 1999. And Tommy, if you don't get out my inbox talking about this sports stuff, I have a degree in sports administration. The only sports I want to like is work in the front office for the Dallas Cowboys. Okay? Hello. I guess when he was getting honey from bees and being a great debater, and what else? He was a red tail. Y'all didn't seem to have a problem with Nate Parker's rape case. Mighty funny how Birth of the Nation hits mainstream. Fox Studios buys the rights to it right away. Was it Canes? I don't know. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, he's a rapist. He's not a convicted rapist. And so the story goes. I read an in-depth article about the two sides, the victim. May she rest in peace. I do hope and pray that she has found peace. It sounds to me like perhaps this young woman may have had some issues already, because apparently before she ended up in his apartment, he had come by her dorm room to help her move. She performed fellatio on him, but then afterwards felt guilty about it because I guess I don't know. Hey, Tamiko, thanks for joining. Girl, I'm trying to get some facts here because I'm so tired of men, especially our black men, being falsely accused. That's how they end up lynched. And we know what lynch means. We ain't just talking about hanging from a tree. We're talking about, being incarcerated, killed, having certain rights taken away from them. I'm sick of it. So I just wanted to speak on. So then later on, apparently they meet up finally one night because she had to leave school. She came back. They had drinks. She goes to his apartment. Allegedly, there was consensual sex had between him and his roommate, who's also now his business partner, I guess. The next day, she felt some type of way. She claimed that she had some sort of vaginal infection from it. She also tried to entrap him by taping him to get him to say that he had raped her. And she was like, I think I'm pregnant. The coach said that his wrestling coach, he confided in him about the wrestling coach, advised him that sometimes women who do find themselves pregnant by a black man, child, and they white, they know the family might feel some type of way. I mean, there was just a bunch of stuff that went on with this case. And we'll never really know, and people are mad because he's not sad about it. But I'm like, why would you apologize for something you didn't do wrong, especially when the courts have said you're not guilty. I mean, I'm very confused because, I mean, I did go to law school and graduate, and I did work I did work the criminal docket for a time as a law clerk. So I'm trying to figure out. I mean, just because you're found not guilty doesn't mean that you're not in fact guilty of the act. But to me, it sounds like, from the facts that were presented, the two sides of the story that was told, it sounds to me like there was some guilt, that somebody felt some type of way about having had sex with someone, and even though she really wasn't pregnant. I don't know, it's just crazy. But to me, the timing of these rape accusations on Nate Parker are awfully funny. Birth of the Nation must be pretty awesome. So guess who's going to be in the theater opening night? And I encourage everyone. By the way, ladies, let's just have a ladies' night out. Or maybe just all of us have a group night out. It can be guys and girls. It doesn't matter. Let's get our tickets and let's go see Birth of a Nation. I'm curious to see this. It must be damn good. Maybe they're afraid a revolt will happen. And it is right before elections when it comes out. So we shall see. I think that's all I want to talk about. I'm rocking with Team Breezy. I don't care what y'all say about it. I love Chris Brown. I ride with Chris Brown. Okay? He ain't the first and he won't be the last. I'm like Mike Epps. First it was James Brown, then it was Bobby Brown, now it's Chris Brown. Something wrong with the Brown boys. I don't know what's wrong with them, but we need to pray for them. Rest in peace to James Brown. He had issues too, bless his heart. Just, Lord. I think that was all I wanted to talk about. There was something else. Oh yeah, Colin Kaepernick. Boy, this has caused a firestorm. And I find it so funny that the vets are standing with him about this. It's like, we have freedom to choose. We have a right to choose if we want to stand, sit, acknowledge. And we fought for that. And I'm just like, yes. I mean, I didn't fight. I suited. I was always prepared, as a soldier. But I never saw action. There are sacrifices that soldiers make, that we sign up. We promise that we're going to serve and protect this country and fight for it and all this stuff. And if Colin wants to sit down and ride the wood, I mean, this man is risking everything. He has had a deep awakening. He is not worried about endorsements. He ain't worried about no damn NFL check. He probably done invested his money very well. So he probably, even if they don't cut him another damn check, he'll be all right for the rest of his natural life, and his family and generations to come probably will be. But I commend you, and I stand with Colin. I don't care what any of y'all say about that either. It's time that people in this country start to acknowledge that we have a problem. Racism, it never died. It laid latent for years, and then when we get a black president, shit just hit the fan, and people that and the main people that are raising their hand and saying we don't want to talk about it, he's wrong, burn the jersey, are the people that really need to have the conversation. Don't shut your ears. Don't ignore it. Listen. I was on a call in my office the other day. We have team member network groups in or what they're called in general. Either way, we had what we call courageous conversations, and there was a white male on the call who's part of I think the employee assistance, psychological services, whatever. And it was funny, but at the same time it's very true. He said, you know what, I never knew until I sat down and talked to some of my black friends. And he said, yeah, I'm that white guy that has black friends. He said, but I'm a white male. And he says, I've never thought about getting up and saying, oh, I'm white, I should feel uncomfortable in certain situations. But he said he found out that his black friends, every day, they are reminded every day that they are black, and that they always have to wonder, does somebody not like them? Did they not get this job because they're black? Are they treated a certain way? Are they disparately treated because they're black? And so just to have that conversation, that's all that needs to be had, is that people need to open their ears and listen and start to understand that what Colin's doing, what a number of people are starting to do, is because we just want to raise awareness. You cannot turn a blind eye to injustice. I know that people still want to believe that in the Constitution we're only, 3/5 of a person or whatever. But we're not. We're humans, and we're here, and like I said in another video, black people aren't going anywhere. Lord knows they done tried to kill us, but we just keep on surviving. So I don't know, but I stand with this young man. I commend him for risking everything. I mean, it's been a true awakening for him, and it's probably a true awakening for a number of Americans. And I commend my fellow veterans, my fellow military people for standing with him, because, yeah, we did put that uniform on to make sure that everyone had their rights, because heaven forbid we get a tyrant in the office like Donald Trump, who, by the way, went to Mexico, and I said maybe we shouldn't have arrested El Chapo too fast. I'm just saying. But anyways, that is all I had to talk about. Thank you for the few of you that did join. I'm pretty sure a number of people probably didn't join or didn't speak that are watching, because it's very uncomfortable to talk about someone like Chris Brown, because he's a horrible individual. Nah, he's just misunderstood. He needs help, just like Kanye still need help. Briefly, let me just say this. Believe it or not, in the black community, to admit that you have a mental health issue is to admit that you're not strong in the Lord. Let me tell you something, Christians who still subscribe to that, get over it. Mental illness is real. Depression is real. Bipolar disorder, compulsive disorder, all that is very real. It could happen. It doesn't just happen to white people. It happens to black people too. Based upon what I've observed and what I know, it seems like Chris Brown probably has some issues, as always, that stem from childhood, because I think he got to see his stepfather beat on his mom, and he was basically molested at a young age by an older woman. I think someone was supposed to be babysitting him. So, just, he needs help, but there's a stigma. Just know that. And, and then there are those of us who just don't want to admit we need help. Hell, I fell apart when I didn't pass the bar for the third time. Shit, I said my ass need to go get some help, because it looked like somebody broke in my damn house. My house ain't never, I'm a little messy, but I don't look like some shit done just jumped off. So I went and got me some damn help, okay? Therapy is good. And there are Christian counselors out there. So y'all need to stop judging folk. And, that's just, no, something wrong. Something wrong. You go on down there and you just pooch on down there to the damn therapist office. It'll be all right. And, and if you don't like them, you can shop around. You can always find somebody to help you. Amen. Okay, that's it. I do this all the time. So anyways, thanks, Tamiko, for joining. Charles, I see that you possibly joined. Moses, Tommy said he had to get off the conversation because he said it was getting too hot and heavy for him. Tommy, I love you. You the homie. So, and I'll talk to y'all later. Good night. Love you guys.